Can't tell if I just end it out. You're my guilty pleasure, cause I feel you will be crazy. You're my guilty pleasure, cause I feel like I'm betrayed. Humanity. Look what we have here.
Guys, and welcome to Streaming with Keegan. Welcome to Streaming with Keegan. I just realized my shirt is blue and I have a blue screen. That is not good planning. Yeah, welcome to another Chillin and Grillin stream. It's been a while since I've done these streams. But basically these streams are just me talking about fuck all while you guys are forced to listen. Well, not forced to listen. You can tune in or tune out. But basically, there's no agenda. There's no particular agenda for these streams. I'm just talking about what's on my mind. Talking about what's important to me. And in this case, I'm talking about things that I'm going to work on in the future. Things that I have planned in the future, as well as a cool story that I'd like to share about my time on vacation at Pismo Beach with some family and friends. A really crazy fucking story. Before I get to any of that, I'm going to quickly change into a shirt that isn't transparent. I'll be right back. I promise it'll only take a few seconds. Stay tuned. All right, we're back. Now I'm only partially transparent. Still got blues on this shirt, but whatever. It'll have to do. But yeah. I'm gonna start with the craziest story first. The story that involves me camping. Basically, well, I was camping out in Pismo Beach, like I already mentioned. You know what? Actually, before I start that, I'm going to let people know about the stream. I was going to do that, but I haven't done that yet. I'm going to tweet it, post it on Threads and Twitter, and make a little announcement on Discord. It'll be just a second. But how are you doing, Maito? Just checking in. Nice. Boom. Come on. There we go. Post. And then we got another one on I'm gonna post another one on Threads. If you guys don't have Twitter and Threads, you're missing out. I think it's great to have a combination, or at least if you don't like Twitter because it's a fucking hellscape, I don't blame you. But you should at least have a Threads because it's kind of a cool place to just like post whatever the fuck and let people know what you're up to. I'm doing good. How about yourself? I'm doing great, Maito. But again, I'm going to start talking about what's been going on with me and what I have planned in the future for my content and my music. Most importantly, my music, which I guess is content. But also just my streams and stuff like that. So I guess content was a pretty good word after all, huh? But yeah, I'll start with the story. After I post the Discord notification, almost forgot about the Discord. Then I'll let y'all know what the tea is. But I'd like to have at least. I'd like to have at least some people, not just one person, listening to this story. I think it's a pretty cool story. All right. Just give me a sec. I apologize for the delay. Gonna be kind of a slow wind up, I guess. All right. Almost ready. Okay. That's it that's enough notifications. So let's finally talk about this vacation I had and why it's so significant. I am going to show you some footage I took. So basically, I was out camping in Pismo Beach, like I already mentioned, and we were just out, you know, roasting Franks, hot dogs, over the campfire, just chilling, having a good time with friends and family. And all of a sudden, like, someone noticed some sort of like yellow light like rise into the air, and some of us thought it was like, I don't know, some kind of drone or something at first. But then it continued rising and rising, and it looked more and more like a rocket. And we had no idea what was going on at the time. We had no idea what was happening. And we were like, what the fuck is that? Then it exploded. I kid you not, it fucking exploded. And it had like a crazy visual effect where it kind of like stayed in, like, had a sort of strange orb floating in the center, sorta. It was really weird. It was hard to judge the distance as well. Once we started thinking it was like a rocket, we were thinking, okay, maybe it's a bit further out than we initially suspected. Yeah, it turns out, and we didn't know this, none of us knew this, but, in that general vicinity where we were at, there's a SpaceX base, and they were launching a satellite, which is like, holy shit, okay. Wow, we just bore witness to that, okay. From a distance, but still. I mean, never mind the fact that I thought I was going to die. That was cool as shit, you know? Like, legitimately, my first thought, many of the people in the group's first thought when we first saw that thing was like, when it exploded, we thought, I don't know, maybe it was like some sort of missile deflection or something. I don't know, something crazy like that. It was insane. But, let me just show you the video. The video speaks for itself. Let's pause the music real quick. I got it open on, Dropbox. So, forget which one it is. I think this is the one where I'm still freaking the fuck out. There's one video where I'm freaking the fuck out because I still don't know what the fuck it is. And then the other video is like after someone looked it up on their phones, is like, oh, it's a SpaceX thing. And I was a lot more jovial. But let's see, what's this? Let's see which one this is.
Faces down that way.
What the fuck is this?
Okay, this is the first one.
I mean, it could be a
Rocket just launched in the some sort of visual thing just launched into the air.
Visual
no idea
thing.
what the fuck that was. And you see that?
Wow.
It's like the residue. It went up in the air and then it just kind of like disintegrated. No fucking idea what the fuck that is. We're out in Pismo Beach, camping. Fucking hell, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, just fucking. I mean, I only caught the orb or initial effect, which I'm still not quite sure what that is in the launch sequence of the SpaceX rocket. But it has something to do with a separation sequence. But I had no idea what that was initially in the video. I didn't fucking no clue what the hell that was. So there's that. And then the second video where I'm like, oh wait, this is hey, ears and tails. Welcome. How much did you catch? I'll gladly start all the way back from the beginning if you want to hear that. But basically, we were camping out in Pismo Beach, and suddenly some like yellow light rose into the air. Hey, Abstract, welcome. So basically, we were at Pismo Beach, and this yellow light rose into the air from a distance. At first, we had no idea what it was. We didn't know. We weren't sure if it was a drone or what. We didn't know how far away it was. All we knew was like a yellow light rising into the air. Eventually, we figured out, okay, this is some kind of rocket, I think. And then, once it reached a certain altitude, it exploded, and we felt the rumbling. You got the whole thing? Oh, that's crazy. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right. Yeah. So, yeah, long story short, thought we were all gonna die, but turns out it's just a cool SpaceX launch. Here's the other video.
faces down that way.
Okay, no, that's the same one. Oh wait. Is this the right one?
Yeah.
Come on, you gotta
Yeah, it's this.
SpaceX rocket land.
Okay, yeah, the rocket's now landing.
Come on,
Yeah, it's the booster landing.
come back, Patrick. You gotta come tell them what they're wearing.
Oh, I told them what it was. We're good.
Good way to go. Jesus.
Yeah. And that's all I caught. Some of my friends caught some more stuff, but that's all I caught. Unfortunately, I didn't catch the rocket rise into the air. I was too afraid for my life to think about whipping out my phone. That's one of the things that I kind of wish I had the instinct for. Even if I thought I was going to die, I kind of wish I had the instincts for, like, oh, well, this is my last moment on Earth, I better record it, you know? Like, I think that's a pretty cool thing to do. I think that's a pretty cool, I think that's a pretty neat thing to think about or do. Like, literally, if it's like your last moments, I think it'd be dope as fuck. I saw the video on Twitter. Yeah, I know. I posted that on Twitter. It's the future. Yep. It's the future. Anyway, where did I want to go from here? But yeah, that's basically the story in a nutshell, the story time element of this stream title. That's where the story is. But other than that, I guess the rest of this stuff is more just like, I'm gonna talk about what plans I have for the future, what collaborations I have in store, and just what things that I've been working on. Both musically and adjacent, like streams and whatnot. Yeah, right? I mean, it turns out it wasn't a life-threatening thing, but that was the thing I realized, like, if that was some kind of missile or something, it was like, I would be like, you know what, I would have had to have accepted my fate right then and there. Like, no way in hell, if that was an enemy missile, like, no way in hell I would have survived that, no matter where I was. If I could see it with my naked eye, I wouldn't survive it, regardless. And I just, like, I had, like a life flashing before my eyes moment of that whole situation. It's just like, this could be how I die. But probably not, but still. When I heard the vibration and I thought the explosion could have been, like, pieces of debris, like, I felt the vibration. And bear in mind, I had no idea what the hell that was. None of us did. Yeah. But anyway, other than that, this is a perfect way to segue into the spooky season in general, because I was afraid for my life. Not the normal Halloween way, but we're gonna go with it. Basically, other than that, I've been working on a little side project with Bugs Nasty, a little Halloween single, very last minute. I haven't done anything with it so far. I mean, I did a little bit, but it's still coming together as we speak. I haven't scheduled it for release with a distributor, nothing like that. But basically, it's a remix of an existing song called Animatronic, an existing spooky Chip Speech song called Animatronic. It's a single that I basically did nothing with, no music video, no nothing. I meant to make a music video with it, but I never did. And it's just kind of sitting there with very little promotion. Until I decided to make a little remix of it. And I'm going to release that single along with a re-release of Animatronic. And hopefully I could get it out this month. Bugs Nasty said he's going to work on it today. But regardless of whether it happens today or not, it's going to be a cool thing to do next Halloween if it doesn't end up happening today. But I have high hopes. But again, it's a pretty stressful ordeal, so I don't want to hold myself to that. Yeah. It's very late in the game these days, unfortunately. Very late in the game. I honestly probably should have started thinking about something like this earlier. Probably even like in September, to be honest. You know, either way, it's gonna be a dope collab no matter when it comes out. That's another question I have. Would you guys, if this collab ends up being after October, would you guys rather have it come out a week or like a couple days or a week after Halloween, or would that ruin the vibe? Would you prefer I at that point just save that collab, shelf that collab for next year? What are you guys' thoughts? Yeah, that's basically something I've been working on. That's my next release. Another release is a cool release that I've been working on with Abstract. A nice little EP of sorts. I'm not gonna get into too much of it, but it has to do with the song Indie Tidal Wave. That's a cool thing I've been working on with Abstract. That's another cool collab. And the other thing that I'm working on a lot of big releases. I'm working on a huge fucking album. It's been in the works for, honestly, months and months, if not years. Some of the songs have been just, shelved for years. And I've been, like, tweaking them and then tweaking them again and tweaking them again as I keep improving my production skills. And that is the Certified Robops, plural, album. And this is an album, an album that I came up with before the single, bear in mind. I came up with a name of the album before the single collaboration with Linderman called Certified Robop. That's the only other time I ever talked about this album was during my interview with James, or James from Clismic, James Does What He Wants, that interview on his stream. His Twitch, Clismic James. And on YouTube and other stuff. That's the only other time I talked about the album. And I never mentioned, I was offline for a bit there, back now. Alright, no worries, ears and tails. I don't know how much you caught, but I'm basically talking about, I talked about how I'm gonna work on a collaboration EP with Abstract, and that's been in the works for quite a while now. And I'm talking about this big fucking album that I've been working on behind the scenes. Really, really time-consuming piece. And that's not even getting into your collaboration, Ears and Tails. I've also been working on a little something with Ears and Tails. Cooking something else up there. Of course, you know that, Ears, but I'm saying that for everybody else's benefit. I've been getting around. I've been doing a lot more collaborations lately. But again, the album, Certified Robops, that's been... I've been making songs for that back in, like, I want to say 2021, which may not be that long ago for the rest of you guys, depending on how long you've been making music, period, but that's pretty fucking long to me, I only started making music in, like, 2019. But, yeah, that's been something I've been working on off and on, and it's been really starting to shape up. Like, I'm almost done with it, but there's still a lot of cool, crazy shit that I need to finalize before I'm ready to release it. And so it might still come out, like, my projection for the release would probably be sometime next year, like maybe January or February of next year. Could be earlier, but I don't want to promise that at all. But basically, this album, Certified Robops, is going to be a recreation of the Roby album. And for those of you who don't know, the Roby album is as a concept album for my character, Roby. Again, if you saw my interview with, if you saw me being interviewed, gotta clarify that, because I also interviewed James on my show. But if you've seen the interview with where James has me on his show, James Does What He Wants, then I've talked about the Roby album and all of the characters associated with each album, because I have multiple albums for multiple characters. And Certified Robops is going to be a recreation of that album, the Roby album. And, yeah, that basically summarizes... Oh, and that doesn't even begin to talk about another character. Ha! I keep tripping over myself because I keep thinking of other things to say. I apologize. I'm not the greatest public speaker. Which is why I needed to become a streamer. Anyway, what the fuck was I saying? Okay, right. Another album I'm working on that's kind of just like may or may not. I don't really know when the timeshare is going to be for this one. It's probably also going to be pretty late in the year, if not next year. But that's going to be about another character that I've honestly haven't touched on too much, called Brad. You might have seen him once or twice. In fact, here's a little Easter egg for you guys. I'm gonna open up my Twitter feed. I'm gonna show you my Twitter timeline. And, you guys can look at my latest meme, or my latest, like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I've done, like, a little kind of mini collection making fun of, Twitter engagement farmers. Here it is. Where the prompt is basically nobody. It's like the meme, nobody, literally nobody, then enter something here. In this case, Twitter engagement farmers. And it's basically just like a spoof of just like the dumb shit that you see every day on your non-curated Twitter feed. Because, you know, Elon Musk ruined this site beyond recognition. Not that it was ever that good to begin with, but, you know, it's even worse now. And all you get is this bullshit. And unlike the recycled Twitter engagement farmer posts that I've seen on my feed, recycled multiple times. I've literally seen the same ones recycled multiple times, and a lot of the same fucking tropes multiple times. Hi, Dick McGuffin. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, not only have I seen those recycled tropes multiple times, but they're also like some of the exact same images sometimes. And unlike all that, this is something that I took time and effort into creating and made myself. And I've done a lot of other things like this. And all that is to say, that was a huge tangent, but all that is to say, this little guy is named Brad, and he's actually from the same universe as Roby and all the other characters I mentioned in the Demon Dish band. He's actually a substitute for one of the characters in the Demon Dish band, which is a fictional band. Again, if you've seen my interview with James on James Does What He Wants, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But, yeah, this guy is gonna get his own album too. And another probably more obvious way of introducing Brad is in the song Yeah Woo, if you remember that song. There I am, I'm streaming. Let me show you Yeah Woo for a second. It's a music video. It's a very strange music video, but it's a music video. I like making that music video is very fun. I think it's older than this album. Here we go. There it is. Yeah, woo. We won't watch the whole thing, but basically Brad is in that one too. I could just showcase that real quick. That's him on the picture. This song is actually going to be in the Brad album.
There's Brad.
Yep, this is Brad. This is the dude. This is him. Again, he's an OC of mine. I created him along with all these other characters like Roby and whatnot. Roby just happens to be the most fleshed out character of them all. But yeah, this is Brad. Say hi to Brad. And he's gonna get his own album as well as Roby. This is going to be his first album, not his second. The reason why I haven't given Brad an album until recently, still haven't given him an album, but the reason why I haven't given Brad an album yet is because of the timeline in which he's been introduced. Brad only was introduced as a substitute pianist or synthesizer player after Timothy dies, which again is lore for my my Demon Dish fictional band called Demon Dish. I keep plugging the James Does What He Wants interview, but again that's gonna shed a lot more light and context on this. But I could explain it once here, since I'm guessing not a lot of y'all are gonna check it out anytime soon. I have a fictional punk band called Demon Dish, and a lot of the music I've created so far are in this universe where they create music, if that makes sense. And a lot of the albums I've created over the years are named after characters that are band members in that band. Like this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Those are all named after characters. This one being the most recognizable character, I'm guessing, because it's Roby. And I have Roby everywhere, including on Twitter. I've been waiting for Ears and Tails to finish my remix. Ooh, what remix? All right, yeah, there's some collaboration action going on that I don't know. At least, I think I might have heard that through the grapevine. I think you might have told me about that, but I forgot. I forgore. I apologize. But yeah, all that is to say, I've been a busy boy. I've been very busy. Been working on a lot of shit. And, I think related to the Certified Robops album, I just want to, like, one of the things I've just been doing, and one of the things I need to work on, is when to let go, and when to stop tweaking and working on something. Because it gets to the point where it's like, I've reached my limit when it comes to my knowledge, and then I don't want to necessarily postpone everything I release until I've reached a certain level of knowledge with sound engineering and mixing and producing, because then I wouldn't release anything ever. I look back at my discography all the time and listen to mixes and arrangements that I just cringe the fuck at. And I think that's just natural, especially for indie musicians, but I have to always remind myself of that. This next album is not going to be the pinnacle of everything. It's not going to be a perfect mix. And if I delay it deliberately until it is, it's going to, like, eventually it's like, when am I going to be satisfied enough to release it? Number one. Number two, eventually, like, I'm gonna lose my mind if I never release it, you know? So I think I've kind of developed a rule of thumb. First of all, fuck Perfection, which is a song. You should check it out. The mix is horrible, which is funny as fuck, I think. And hey, that's dope, Abstract. I'm glad you can say that. I can't. A lot of the songs I still like the arrangement of, but I fucking hate the mix. I'm sorry, I fucking hate the mixes of some of my old songs. But I'm keeping them up because they reflect a part of my history, you know? And that's another thing I will never do. I will never take down any of my old stuff. I don't want to do that. Because I think it marks a stepping stone for me as a creator, and shows people how much I've grown. I think that's cool. Now, no matter how many times I've considered it, you know? Yeah, no, literally, that is a song. That is literally a song I created called Fuck Perfection. Let me go look. Let me open that for a second. I think it's somewhere in the music videos thing. Oh, you know what? This is the one that YouTube Music gave me. So it's all kind of herky. It's all kind of silly. Includes cover songs when it really shouldn't. It's not fucking fair, dude. My cover songs get so many more views than my original music videos. That's so sad. 11K views for an Amori remix. I guess pre-existing media sells, so that makes sense. Original music videos. This is my own curated playlist. It's gonna be somewhere here. Fuck Perfection, that is. Where is it? Okay, it's not on here. Weird. No, it isn't. What the hell? Where is it? Unless I'm missing it. Where's Fuck Perfection? I guess I don't have it on here. I'll just search it manually. Perfection. I like your old mixes too. Thank you, Abstract. Appreciate that. Where the fuck is it? That's on the Streaming with Keegan soundtrack. Where the fuck is Fuck Perfection, dude?
What do you know about
This is
the
another
Earth?
remix. Not a remix. Or this is a cover, an AI cover of a song that I did called Toxic to Us, except it's an AI Peridot cover, which is funny. Where the fuck is it? I'm surprised it didn't show up when I searched. You know what? I'll just grab the album it was on. Sorry for this delay. This isn't even what I was. This is just a tangent and a half. But I'm just gonna entertain it anyway because you know what is this stream if not in a long fucking tangent of me rambling? And I think all the rambling is worth it. Here it is. Fuck Perfection. Maybe the music video will show up. Nope. Fucking horrible mix already. But I am still to this day impressed with my screaming abilities. But basically that song is about well, you know, everything I just said. Fuck perfection. You're not gonna become the perfect producer right away, and you don't want to necessarily wait. I mean, unless you can, and then in which case which case sure. But for me, I got to get my stuff out because eventually I'll lose my mind keeping it to myself forever. And you know, at the time, like once you reach a certain level, it's like you always like when is it good enough, right? Like when is it good enough to release? Like that's always the question, because it's like once you reach a certain level, you'll be like, oh, but I'm not at this level yet. And then when you reach that level, you're like, oh, but I'm not at this level yet. My stuff can still be better. And it's like, okay, well, it's just going to be an arbitrary standard that you're going to keep raising, and you're never going to release anything. So I say release what I say, get it to be as good as you can with the skill level that you possess, and then just live with it, you know? Live with it and release it. Don't wait until you've significantly improved your skill to release something. If in all other respects you're raring to get this thing out, you know? I don't know. It's still a thing. Like you want to consider, of course. But like, I don't know. Like what I just said, you don't want to keep it on hold forever. Fuck Perfection is one of my favorite songs by you. The mix is bad, but it sounds intentionally bad, but it's not a horrible mix. Thank you, Abstract. Thank you. It can be so much more than music production. Yeah, I'm using music production as kind of a, but I think I know what you're getting. I think I know what you're getting at, Ears. But yeah, mixing, sound design, production, all that shit. I'm lumping it all together. Your skill level at making music. You don't want to wait until, you know, you're, I mean, because like your good enough is gonna change when you reach the last one, you know, your last goal. When you reach a certain goal, that goal's gonna raise all of a sudden, because you're still listening to mainstream music that you idolize, and you're like, why the fuck don't I sound like so and so? Well, because so and so has a fucking record label and a billion like coaches and producers and sound engineers on their team. Like, just be kinder to yourself, and like, I'm not saying don't reach for your dreams. You can always get better, but don't hold off on releasing your music and your art just because you're not perfect yet. There is no such thing as perfection. Fuck perfection. Oh, I gotta clip the hell out of this. This is inspirational as fuck. I didn't mean it to be. mean, it could be about relationships, jobs, yeah, true, Ears and Tails. Every single album that I release sounds better than the last one. Absolutely, that's called constant elevation. Something that I still quote regularly from the legend Rich Av Preem, now known as Outlier. He had a lot of good sayings. But that one keeps sticking with me. Constant elevation. Yeah, exactly. Physical fitness, diet. Yeah, absolutely. With that all out of the way, I would like to hear since you guys are all producers and you're probably listening to all kinds of different devices. Abstract, tell the chat what devices are you listening on. I'm listening with these DT770 Pro headphones. They're meant to give me as honest a mix as I can, but I don't have any monitor speakers. That's what I'm listening with. Would the rest of the class like to tell? Would the rest of the class like to share the devices they're listening with? The reason why I'm asking is because I want to show you guys two back-to-back audio swatches, if you will, audio samples of a song that I'm going to have on the Certified Robots album, a song that is already out called Weed and Sex. I've since done a lot of mixing and sound design and production to improve upon the single for the album, but I have two versions of the the song. Right now, in this instance, I'm listening with my right AirPod. I see. Your right AirPod. I'm on a Samsung smartphone right now, lol. Gotta go. And I gotta go. Unfortunately, I can't stick around for the studio comparison. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. Well, no worries. Although, if you would like to go back to this exact time stamp, I would love for you to listen to this. I'll send you a timestamp of this stream so you can listen to this, because I would really like your guys' input, as many people as I can. Because yeah, I know you guys are all producers, and some of you, I like, a lot of you guys are probably better producers than I am, but I'm not gonna judge, don't want to compare. But like, my point is, I trust your judgment, and I want to show you two versions of the song that I have. Thank you, Ears and Tails. Again, I'll send you the timestamp so you can rewatch this. So, I have a project open right here, Weed and Sex Comparisons. This is, let me take this EQ off, show you the raw versions. There are like, I'm going to show you 3 bars. I can listen with my audio tech mics later. I'm cooking dinner. Hey, okay, no worries, Abstract. I'll give you guys both the timestamp for this stream so you guys can listen. But here's Weed and Sex, the last version I did. And then this is an older version I did, and this is a newer version after I realized some of the frequencies in the vocals especially were a little bit sharp sounding, little sharp frequencies. And I'm gonna play them back to back. Again, this is the one where I felt like the vocals and some of the stuff were a little sharp, and then this is another one where I use some dynamic EQ and other shit to kind of reduce the higher frequencies. And I want you guys to tell me which one you like better. Here we go. Again, this is the old one. This is the one without the EQ frequencies to tame some of the high end and this is the one that does have those EQ frequencies to tame the high end. Let's go. All right, what are you guys' thoughts? I'd like to know. I would like to know. Because one of the things I did on my vacation to Pismo Beach is in the car, I would just be like listening to the album that on my fucking Bluetooth headphones, then switching back to like some fucking mainstream song, and then not necessarily even a mainstream song, just like some more popular indie music, because I kind of listen to a lot of indie music and a lot of just underground, less popular musicians, who nonetheless are more popular than I am and probably are better producers than I am, and being like, my mix is shit, my mastering is shit, and just feeling sorry for myself, which is not a good thing to hyperfixate on. But, you know, as much as I can without, like, waiting a year to just focus on honing my craft, because, again, I don't want to wait that long to release anything, because, again, the standards will rise, and I will just go insane mentally. Like, I can't hold off creations forever. But that being said, the amount of stuff I can fix within my skill level, I will do, because I want this album to be pretty good. So, any feedback you guys can have, I'll play these again. Again, this is the one without the dynamic EQ for the high frequency taming, and the one with the dynamic EQ for the high frequency taming. My biggest concern is that I overdid it on this one on the right, and that now it's a bit too muffled and subdued, I guess. Whereas I felt that whereas this one might be a bit more vibrant. Again, I'm gonna play them both. Let me know what you think. Pay special attention to the vocals at the end for the chorus. So, yeah, that's that. I won't spend too much time on it, but this is a version that I was tweaking with when I added just a little master EQ setting, because I was like, if only the higher frequencies were just a little bit punchier, but still not like too sharp that it felt piercing. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna raise some frequencies here, maybe do it a little here or something, and let's see how that sounds. That over here. Versus hang on. Hang on. This is without the EQ. With. Without. I don't know. Maybe I'm just going fucking crazy. Maybe I'm literally like unironically the meme where it's like, honey, stop minorly changing aspects to the mix. Nobody can tell the difference. And then it's like, I can. Have you seen that meme? It's like a producer musician meme. One of the finest I've seen. Where I'm gonna find it. Stop changing small things in the mix. Nobody. It's probably not gonna show up if I type it like this here. Nobody. No. This is probably not gonna show up. Yeah, no. I'm not great at searching on Twitter, but it's one of those silly memes. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. I'll find it eventually. Maybe I'll search on Google Images and it'll show up there. I need to show you guys this meme. Images. There we go. Images. Or I could just do this. There we go. Let's see. Actually, you know what? Never mind. It doesn't matter right now. That's basically it for that. I am, trying to think of what else I wanted to talk about. Right, okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk about is, interviews. So, after I did my interview with James, the one where I'm interviewing him, and he's not interviewing me, to clarify. When I did that, I was very, I was like, you know what? Like, that was the first time, I don't know if you guys noticed, but that was the first time in a long time with this new setup. Because I used to do this before with my old setup, with, like, just, again, it's best if I show you guys what I mean. But when I did it with my old setup, I, like, had, like, 2 boxes with, like, a red background. I scroll all the way back to my oldest interviews. Like this one, where I'm interviewing Department of Industrial Accidents. You can see this setup here, where I'm in one box and he's in the other. And it's like this widget in front where you can see both of our faces. I kind of removed that setup ever since I changed my format, my layout, like with my widgets, to this new style of interview, where I just, like I have my, January again, which has kind of been a substitute for, like, all things me, because it has, like, all my albums I've ever released in character form or in symbol form. And that's and things incorporating that graphic and texture being part of the interview setup based on so like something like this, for example, where I have a single screen and it's like showing Discord. This was the one with Linderman. I can show you another one where I kind of had a different thing going on. Sometimes I show two squares on Discord. Ears and Tails. I was over here or something. Really depends. I wasn't quite sure what I was doing yet. This setup was still pretty young in the grand scheme of things. But with James, this was the first time I designed a new scene, a new widget, which kind of mirrors the old one. The one I showed you with Department of Industrial Accidents. And that one, again, it has the 2 squares, just like before, except the faces are swapped, which is probably makes more sense since I keep glancing in this direction because that's where the other monitor is. Yeah, dude, that'd be sick. That's another thing I want to do is like re-interview people, especially since my interviews have changed significantly. I'd love to have a re-interview with you. I feel like I'm entitled. I feel like everybody is entitled to a second interview with me because, like, you know, I've changed. My format has changed significantly. Even James is entitled to a second interview because I'm thinking about doing something similar to James's setup where during my questions, I also like, I'm thinking about completely rearranging my questions to a different format entirely. And I'm thinking about doing a thing that James does where we actually listen to their music live on stream and they talk about it. I think that's a dope way. I think that's a dope thing to do. Like, that's something that James did. I was like, holy shit, this is so awesome. And I think one of the reasons why I haven't done it is because it was like there was no easy way to show it to people. I don't know why I haven't really considered sharing my screen with on Discord. I think that's in hindsight pretty obvious. But I was maybe there's something, maybe I was a little bit weird because of lag. I was worried about lag. I don't know why I didn't do it, but I didn't. Yeah. No, yeah, and that's the other thing. You guys have changed. And that's kind of something, that's something, who the fuck was it? Ordian Azirium said, where he kind of requested a second interview as well, because his shit has changed, and he'd like a second interview. And I haven't forgotten about you, Ordian. I do want to get you on these interviews. But yeah, that's something else I wanted to do with these new interview style streams. And yeah, again, I want to introduce a setup where I like, maybe in the question, what songs, what song or collection of songs are you most proud of and feel and reflect you the best? After the guest mentions the songs, we could be like, okay, well, let's listen to them in order, kind of thing. And then we can talk about them and whatnot. I think that's a really cool thing. And in general, I want to rearrange that shit. I want to figure out a better format. Even though my format's pretty good, I want to rearrange it so, like, not all the music questions are in one place. Because I feel like people start to, after you start talking explicitly about the music, people start, including the guests themselves, I think, whether they say it or not, start to get a little bit more bored with, like, after the music questions, technical questions, all about the technical side of things. Like, I think what's most important to the artist at the end of the day is the art. Not that the other stuff isn't important too, but I think the most important thing is the art. And I think I think questions about the art should be interspersed all throughout the entire interview, from beginning to end. Because the beginning of the interview has marketing questions stacked on top, with music questions being the second. But I think music questions should be sprinkled all throughout. I don't know if there should be. I still like the different categories, but I think there should be different questions from each category and all throughout the whole thing. I don't know. I still need to figure this out, but I wanna work on a new format for sure, and I want it to include showcasing songs, not just oldest and newest songs. Yeah, I tried to tell you about the sharing of screens for one of yours you did. Yeah, I don't know why I was weird about it before. I think I might have been worried that it just wasn't going to be good enough, or that it was going to lag. I don't know why I didn't do that. But I'm grown. I've grown since then, and I think I've learned to take advantage of that. So that's another thing. And another cool thing, while I was interviewing James, he said something really neat, and I wonder if I can find it. I'm probably gonna be a shot in the dark if I find it at all. But it's a really cool thing he said in this interview. And maybe I I feel like a lot of the I agree. I feel like a lot of the mainstream celebrities who've been
Where is it?
That's
way
fair.
off. It doesn't matter.
That's fair. That's fair. I do. For what it's worth, I agree with you. I just don't.
I feel you.
Let's see.
Where is it?
Say what I needed to say, even if I'm not saying it clearly for you to understand.
Right.
I get to say what I needed to say.
Where is it?
Can I look at my Spotify?
If I can't find it, I'll just tell you. But I'd like to show it to you. Again, I've got plenty of time because this is just a fuck all stream where I'm doing whatever.
She scored. She texted me.
Yeah. I mean, I can certainly make my voice sound obnoxious. Hey, Ordy Nazurium, welcome. Just talking about a lot of stuff lately, including the interviews. I've also talked about a lot of collaborations I'm working on. This is just a stream where I'm just talking about what's on my mind. I had a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about, but basically what I'm on a certain track where I'm just kind of rambling and stuff. But I'm showcasing. I want to show something I want to show something cool that James said in my very latest interview. Which, by the way, Ordian, still got to get you on one of those interviews. Still got to do that. Still got to make that happen. I've got an opening on let's see, either the 11th or the 18th, if you're interested, Ordian. But yeah, I'm planning on changing my setup and on my question format, and including questions that are related, including questions that, or I guess questions that prompt us to listen to the songs live on stream and then asking about the songs. Because again, I was inspired by James's interview of me on his show. James Does What He Wants. Yeah, I thought this is a cool thing. 18th? Does that work for you? November 18th? I should have clarified the month. But I guess October 18th is already over and done with, so. Let's see. I'm just trying to find something that James said that is inspiring me to talk about the next subject. But if I can't find it, I can't find it. Sorry, Ears and Tails. We did just cover the lore. It was it was covered.
Relevant.
Yeah, that's one thing I like.
Where is it?
Favorite part? It's, I guess, like hitting
But I already know the answer to this one. But I'm gonna get behind Squawkzilla.
chicken. Thankfully.
Oh, all right, Ordian.
Yeah. So Squawkzilla.
Yeah.
And stuff, but I mean, he can't hurt me. I'm going.
Love it. I guess describing it.
I wish I knew the timestamp.
This blurb that I have pre-scripted.
Where the fuck is it?
Here.
I think it's near the end, but I don't remember when. Maybe it was here.
I'm not. You didn't, but I was gonna say I'm a streamer, so obviously I like talking to people.
Yeah. This might be it. This might be it. Sometime I think this might be close.
To be on the other side of it.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. I think that's awesome.
This could be it.
Let's see. Who are your inspirations? We obviously know Ween is one of them. I think this might be. I think we might be getting
I was
close.
gonna say Pink Floyd's a pretty big one.
Yeah.
Ween, Pink Floyd, Kermit the Frog.
Based.
Kermit the Frog.
Let's see. Gosh, I don't know.
The $100 is on the charity or
the band War.
the $100 is on the charity or to you. I mean, if you want to send me $100, that I mean, but I mean, yeah, to the charity. The whole the thing with the. I mean, you can't. I mean, I'm not going to refuse $100, but I mean, I am trying to raise money for the charity, and I would prefer if you gave it to the charity. The children in Palestine need it more than me.
Yanni Wolf specifically is a pretty big one.
A donation to me is more like, oh, skip the line, and I'll play your song. A charity donation is more like I will play your entire album or something. So it's like a special offer, you know?
Wolf Parade, The Islands, who I'm interviewing their lead singer up soon. They're a huge inspiration on me for the past like 20 years.
Wow. Wait, you're interviewing
yeah.
their lead singer? Here it is. This is the part I was talking about. James just like, I don't know if you guys caught this, but James just casually mentioned that he's planning on interviewing a lead singer in a fairly popular band. Let me go back. I want you guys to listen to this because this pertains to the other things I've been planning and scheming about for my interviews.
Diamonds on the 19th on James Does What He Wants.
Holy shit!
Yeah, he agreed to be on my show. It's awesome.
How popular are they?
I mean, anymore, I don't know. He's an indie band again, but he wasn't. He was a touring band, The Islands, The Unicorns, and Mr. Heavenly with bassist Michael Cera.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And Joe Plummer from Modest Mouse and Honus from Man Man. We're all in the band, Mr. Heavenly.
Oh,
Man
God,
Man.
Man Man. Holy shit. Okay.
Oh my God, Man Man's going to be on the show.
Really?
Yes, he's finalizing a date in my email.
Yo, dude, that's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, that's another
Give you
big
context.
influence
This is
on me.
Man Man.
I hear it. I mean, I have a friend of mine who's casually into Man Man, and I've listened to some Man Man stuff, and it's like, wow, okay, you've
Look
got
at that.
connections. God damn. Okay. Cool.
I don't have connections.
And here's the other thing he said.
I just don't have like shame or fear.
Fair enough,
I'm like,
fair
hey,
enough.
I'm just like, hey, you don't know me. Will you be on my show? I was like, it's not big. It's probably not what you're used to. It'd be like 15, 20 people there. But you know, and they're like, yeah, let's do it. You know, like,
Dude, that's awesome. I guess I need to be less fearless now. Okay. Wow. And that sentiment that I just said just right after that is like basically summarizes what my next plans are. I am planning to branch out my interviews, and I'm actually, because one of the things I've been doing in this community is I've just been kind of following other community leaders. I'm gonna use that word, whether or not people like being called that or not. I could be considered a community leader because I make streams that bring a lot of indie musicians together in a community setting. James is a community leader. He does the same thing. He makes streams. Abstract is a community leader because he also does streams, but he also is very, very active on Twitter and cultivates a community there on Twitter heavily. All of these people are community leaders. And the difference between me and an Abstract, for one thing, is like, Abstract, I don't know if you're on stream, but you're a very proactive person. You reach out to people all the time. You ask to collaborate. You do not hold back, and you just like get yourself out there on Twitter, and you just network with tons of these different artists. And I'm kind of along for the ride for the most part. I know a lot of these people through you and through also Outlier, formerly known as Richav Preem. You guys have introduced me to a lot of amazing musicians. I also introduced myself to a lot of amazing musicians through my streams. But one of the things that Abstract and also James are inspiring me to do as another, I guess, community leader. No, you are, and I think that's dope. But also, Abstract, you're going places. You're networking with people. You're collaborating with people. One of the things I got inspired by you and James is just your proactivity and like your proactive desire to get involved and meet new people. Because I feel like, I mean, I've kind of been doing that to a lesser extent. Hey, only the host. I didn't even see you on the. Oh no! Oh my god! I got confused with the chat and the fucking on the other fucking stream. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. Let's close that. But yeah, one of the things that you guys inspired me to do is to be more proactive in reaching out to people, and to that end, I'm not gonna go quite as extreme as James is, because he's literally asking like fucking multiple thousand monthly listener bands like Man, who's still indie, I believe, but not like, definitely not small potatoes. And I'm going to start by branching out and just asking other random indie musicians who are near my level, who I've kind of sorta know from a distance. Hi, Vox and Musics, but are not in my like immediate circle, if that makes sense. I'm gonna start by reaching out to those musicians who are around my level that are just outside my circle. I'm gonna be more proactive with my interviews, and I'm gonna start asking people to be interviewed instead of waiting for them to ask me. I'm gonna be less passive with my engagement and more proactive. And a part of that has to do with reaching out to people, and not waiting for them to reach out to me. And I'm gonna start with small musicians for the sake of my own mental health, and because I don't necessarily want people to think that I'm clout chasing, or that I'm only getting on asking for large musicians to be on my platform because I want to leech off of their popularity. I don't want people to get that impression, so I'm going to start small and work my way up. I've got a list of musicians that I'd love to reach out to, actually. I can read them out here, but I think it'd be best if I kept it to myself. Mainly because I want it to be a surprise, and also because I don't know. I think it's a little bit weird to, because I'm gonna end up reaching out to all these musicians, and they might see this stream. But I guess it's fine. You guys know who you are when I reach out to you. But I think one of the things that I think I need to get out of this mode is, like, a lot of people ask me, I've turned down a lot of collabs lately. Oh, damn. That's pretty cool. That's kind of a flex in and of itself, Abstract. Appreciate you, Ordian. Yeah, absolutely gotta have you on. Fuck, where was I? But yeah, I've got a lot of musicians that I want to reach out to. I want to have interviews with. A lot of musicians that I'd love to talk to. But again, one of the things that I need to get out of, like one of the modes I need to get out of, is thinking of myself as a fan. 'Cause, like, even other indie musicians who are bigger than I am, who I don't know on like, you know, I've never interacted with, I still view myself as a fan compared to them. Which is like, sure, I'm a fan, but I'm also a musician in my own right, and I kind of forget about that when I listen to some certain people's music. And I kind of want to remind myself, like, okay, I'm also an indie musician. I may not be as big as they are, but that's, you know, numbers aren't everything, number one. Number two, I don't know, like, faking it till you make it is kind of a thing too. Like, if you idolize a musician, you know, like, again, you can always, again, like, idolizing is not the same as admiring. I'm not saying you can't admire the people you would look up to, but just because you look up to them and admire them doesn't mean you have to think of yourself as lesser. You have every ability to rise to their level of popularity, given the right exposure and the right combination of events, you know? Especially like another indie musician who hasn't necessarily been interviewed yet, still kind of makes their own music, but has a couple thousand subscribers and monthly listeners to their name. I know a lot of indie musicians. Well, I listen to a lot of indie musicians. I don't know them. Like, haven't spoken to them. I've spoken to one of them, actually. Crazy story. I've actually spoken to one musician with like over several thousand monthly listeners, like double digit level thousand monthly listeners. Like something 20K or something. I don't remember. Not crazy big, but like not small either. Definitely not small. And that's the kind of music I listen to anyway. That's the kind of indie music I listen to. But yeah, like all that is to say, I want to think of myself more as an equal and less of a fan, I guess, like a fanboy, I guess, if that makes sense. Because I think that's one of the reasons that I think that's one of the things that's holding me back from reaching out to these people and asking them if they want to be on my interview show. But I could just show you because I actually have a cover. I actually have a cover of one of their songs on my YouTube channel. Here it is, Calypso, Biohazard. So Calypso is an artist with several K listeners. I think I have his link in the description, open in Spotify. Oh shit, it's even more than I remembered. It's triple digits. It's 126,000 monthly listeners. Crazy. Still not a million, but pretty fucking cool nonetheless, And as crazy as it is, Ordian, I've actually spoken to this person before. I've had a conversation with this person before. I asked this person permission to make a cover of their song, Biohazard, and they reached out to me. I'm friends with them on it. I don't know if we're friends, but we've spoken on Instagram DMs. They're pretty cool. They're pretty chill, and one of the reasons I reached out to them, aside from asking permission, is because some of their lyrics I couldn't find anywhere, and including the lyrics for the song Biohazard, which is the one I wanted to make a cover for, and I was like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go directly to the horse's mouth. I'm going to ask this person what the lyrics are, and they sent me the lyrics in DMs, and we've spoken about it, and it's cool. It's been, of course, I made this in 2022, so this was quite a while ago too. And well, I guess 2 years ago, but still, quite a while ago. To me and my music career. Considering the fact that I was able to reach out to Calypso and they have this level of popularity is just already like, okay, you know what? Anything's possible, Like, I'd love to get an opportunity to talk to Calypso and a bunch of other musicians. I think that'd be dope as fuck, And really, there's no reason for me not to. Like, again, I want to work. Even then, I want to work my way up to someone of his caliber. I wonder what are their pronouns? I think it's he, they. Doesn't say. I think it's he, they. But yeah, what the fuck was I gonna say? Basically, yeah, I'm gonna work my way up to interviewing more musicians, larger musicians. And I think that's gonna be pretty cool. I think I'd love to ask them questions, pick their brains about what they've done and their process and all that kind of cool stuff. I just think that'd be sick as hell. I honestly wouldn't mind collabing regardless of popularity size. That's valid, Ordian. I mean, honestly, that's where I want to be at, to be honest. It's like, because it's like, like, again, I want to stop thinking of myself as a fan. The only difference between me and the artists I want to interview is numbers, and maybe skill. Maybe skill. Maybe skill as well. But like, you know, I think it's mostly numbers, and also skill is relative, and I guess it's skill in certain departments, maybe like production and other stuff. Like, who knows? You know, I mean, maybe I'll learn something. I don't know. It's a curious. It's an interesting thing, you know. Also depends on the genres you create, that kind of thing. I want to get big without getting big. That's valid, Ordian. To be honest, a couple thousand monthly listeners on Spotify, and I'll be set. To be honest, like, I don't need a crazy following. I don't need a million monthly listeners. I don't need a million subscribers. I would be happy with like 50 or 100K. And even then, I'd be happy with what I've got so far. You know? Like, I mean, I say that, but it's like, I would like to be more popular than I am. But I don't feel, but I obviously know I'm not entitled to it. And I'm going to just, you know, if I'm going to accept whatever comes my way. Regardless. But I do want people to listen to my music, and I want people to like and listen to my music. And I think that's a pretty normal thing to want. But I don't want to be like crazy popular to where people like start thinking about me at inappropriate times of the day, I guess. I don't want paparazzi sneaking pictures of me. I don't want any of that shit. I just want to be an indie musician with like a solid number monthly listeners, like a couple K, that kind of thing, you know? Valid, Abstract. Valid as fuck, dude. Yeah, no, for real. I mean, that's valid, Abstract. I mean, yeah, from different perspectives and different you know, we're in different situation. We're in different financial situations as well, Abstract. I'm sure 5K a month will work wonders for you. I think that's absolutely something that you deserve, and that's something you should seek. And I think that makes sense that that's your main priority, right? But yeah, I just want people to listen to my music, and I'm not that I don't care about money. I definitely care about money. I want to make sure that you know, I think I want to make sure that this hobby, that this career that I've invested a lot of time and money into ends up succeeding. I want to make sure that this works so I can sustain myself, obviously. It's like a mixture of those things. Honestly, I hate capitalism. I wish money wasn't a factor at all. Capitalism kind of ruins the whole thing for me, you know? Like, oh, suddenly you gotta make music to live? Like, fuck that. I want to make music because I want to make music. I'm an artist. I can go on a whole fucking rant about how capitalism ruins art, but I'm not. Or maybe I will. I don't fucking know. This is a whatever stream where I talk about whatever. But one of the other things that I wanted to mention, unfortunately, Snare Mori isn't here, but he mentioned something in DMs, and he was wondering, hey, do you want to play, like, some multiplayer horror Minecraft? He didn't say that explicitly, but he asked if I would ever make horror Minecraft content, and I would love to. I would love to be honest. There's a particular mod pack that I've played with on my own, off stream, that I'd love to play with somebody else on stream. I think that'd be sick as fuck. I don't know when I'm gonna do that. I've already booked the last week of October. Well, I don't know. It depends on whether or not this musician I asked gets back to me. I I reached out to a musician further out of my, I guess, this is back to the interview thing. I reached out to a musician outside of my circle. I mean, we still know each other on TikTok, but he's not in my immediate circle. And I asked him if he wanted to be in an interview. He said yes, and we have yet to arrive at a date. But I suggested the last week of October. I think. No, wait, I didn't. Fuck, I didn't. I suggested November 4th. What was the thing I committed to? I think, oh yeah, the thing I committed to, and this is something that I'm gonna be more certain about, is I committed to a friend of Snare Mori's, actually, about Gribbelschnift. I don't know if you guys have seen my last music stream. Oh shit, there's a fucking... Oh wait, is that a spammer? No, it's not. Okay. Alright. Cool, just letting someone know about plugins. Alright, cool. But yeah. Hiding his username because I have streamer mode enabled. Probably not gonna show it. But the friend of Snare Mori's asked if they could submit stuff today. I said, because I had told them in DMs that they could submit stuff on Monday the 28th, which would mean that Monday the 28th would be a music listening stream, which is the last stream in October. I could reschedule it. I could always reschedule it. I might do that. But we'll see. Regardless, I do want to make some I do want to play some Minecraft horror mods with Snare Mori. I think that'd be dope. Anyway, you guys have been talking and I've been ignoring you. I make music to make music, but there comes a point where you need to be able to survive. I don't charge anyone for anything right now. Valid, Abstract. Yeah, absolutely. No, I totally get it. I work too, but life is expensive. For real. No, absolutely get you on that. I work in real life, so I don't got to capitalize music. Gotcha. I work in an office, just going up the corp ladder now. Oh, cool, Ordian. Nice. I think... I don't know. I don't know how much else there is left to touch on. I think that basically does it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what else to touch on. I talked about a lot of stuff. I talked about all my releases. I talked about my interviews. That was another big thing I wanted to talk about. I work in an office and I make decent money, but I work for a small business. Cool. Yeah. Trying to think. I don't think I have much left to talk about, other than the fact that, you know, I'm still gonna continue to release these little shorts highlighting different segments of the songs I've made on James's the songs that James has shown on James Does What He Wants, interviewing me. But yeah. I think... I don't know. I think that about does it for my, ramblings. I think I'm about done. Oh, actually, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Thank God I was... Okay, the other thing I wanted to talk about, real quick. This is the last thing this is the last thing on my agenda. I had a list of things I wanted to talk about. But any of you guys remember Beats and Bangers, perchance? Abstract, I know you know, but what about you, Ordian? Anyone remember Beats and Bangers? Anybody in the chat remember Beats and Bangers? I'll show you a little promo video I made for Beats and Bangers. Where is it? Beats and Bangers, Beats and Bangers. It's older than this. Beats and Bangers. It's younger than this. Oh, you do remember. Okay, cool. Still, I want to show you guys this. Here it is. This is the video. Start from the beginning.
Others to see. If you're a small indie musician trying to get recognized on Spotify, it could be pretty discouraging, struggling to maintain a consistent following despite being really prolific and talented. That's why I created Beats and Bangers, a chain of Spotify playlists where small-time artists can contribute their hidden gems and bring them under the spotlight. Unlike other curators, I want to be working in partnership with all the ignored and underappreciated artists of the world. My sole interest is forming a community of musicians who all work together to advertise and push these playlists to the listeners we all deserve. If you like the sound of that, then come join the Beats and Bangers Discord server. This is where the community pitches songs and discusses playlist marketing techniques. It's also just a place to chill and vibe to music together. So, by now you're probably asking, how do I submit my music to these playlists? And what are the rules? Well, let's start with the first playlist. Beats and Bangers Indie Artists. For this one, we don't care what skill level you're at or what genre.
Oh, Ordian. Yeah, this question, the question you had, or not, I guess it wasn't a question as much as it was a comment. I saw it, but I couldn't make it as I didn't have any playlists. Oh, okay, that's actually not the question. That's actually not the comment I expected you to say. I guess I was expecting you to say you didn't have time to play any playlists. The playlists are not yours. The playlists are mine, and I add songs to your playlist. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me continue this video.
Genre of music you create. All you have to do is submit, and bam, you're on the playlist. Simple as that. The only catch is that in order to stay on the playlist for any length of time, you're going to have to play it daily. And send proof.
Right off the bat, I'm not going to do that anymore. Haven't been doing that. Haven't been asking people to do that for a while. Mainly because, and I made a long announcement on it on the oops, that's the wrong one. Where is it? Where's the Beats and Bangers server? Where is it? Here it is. But here's my last announcement, and pretty much after this announcement, the server's been dead. And this is what it says. This has been true for a long time, and you probably noticed it, but I feel like I might as well make it official with an announcement. Beats and Bangers Indie Artists will no longer require you to stream it every single day to keep your music up. That being said, if you want to listen to it and show your support, by all means, keep doing so. But I will not take down your songs if you don't, because your music matters way more than what you can offer other people and their music. And I still stand by that, which is why I decided to remove the daily play thing, because it created a weird, like I said, it created a weird dynamic where I think it put musicians in their heads that their music is only worth as much as they can contribute, you know, which I think is BS. If we ever want to grow as independent artists, we have to start valuing the art itself. Will this mean it might take longer for us to reach more listeners? Maybe. But I don't know about you, but I feel much more inclined to listen to someone's music when I don't feel like I'm being forced to. And I'm sure you feel the same. And I'm willing to bet genuine support can and will lead us into the indie tidal wave, quoted my own song, of the indie tidal wave of the future. And if it doesn't, I'd much rather have fewer acts of genuine interest and loyalty than more transactional and performative ones. Thank you for taking your time to read all this. I definitely plan on revisiting Beats and Bangers, and maybe make a new video essay about it But in the meantime, keep creating. And these couple of sentences right here is where we're at now. I'm probably going to make another video essay or announcement video about this, updating Beats and Bangers, but you've also heard it here first. I am going to change Beats and Bangers. Yeah, it's funny, Abstract, because you were the one who inspired me to do those daily playlists after you made your own, but I think you stopped doing it, and then I kind of followed suit afterward. I don't know if it was for the same reasons, but I came to realize my own reasons in this announcement, in this post. But, you know, I think at the end of the day, it's like, I wasn't quite sure what to do with it, and I feel like with no requirement to spin these playlists daily, like, it kind of just petered out. And I think I know the best way to revive it. Again, this is another way James from Clismic has inspired me lately. Really cool guy. I definitely recommend checking out Clismic. The band, he makes incredible punk music. It's him and another guy, I forget his name. Feel bad. Forget it. I think his name was Jason? I don't remember. Abstract, you probably know his name. You can put it in the chat. But, James, the lead singer, the person I interviewed, and who interviewed me, inspired me in another way, and by, basically doing this thing, I think it's called Indie Boom Shockwave? No, I think that's his submission streams. It's the Engagement Harvest playlist. Right, it's the Engagement Harvest playlist. I think that's what they're called, the Engagement Harvest playlists. And what's so special about those playlists is he incorporates his playlists with his live streams, which is just an ingenious thing that I've never considered. I mean, I've kind of done something similar with Beats and Bangers playlist review, but I wasn't playing people's music that have already been submitted to it. I have a lot of genre exclusives that I talk about in this very video, which again have a lot of like, I guess Puritan rules where I was like, we have to, it has to be a certain level of quality to be on, which is like fucking bullshit. I did that because I wanted average Joe Blow listeners who are not musicians to listen to it, but like, I don't know. I think I think that's dumb overall, and people who don't want to listen to, like, I guess scuffed rough drafts aren't worth our time anyway, because this is the indie sphere at the end of the day, and it's like, whatever, dude, you know. But yeah, I think James has inspired the fuck out of me because Jason. Yeah, I thought it was Jason. Jones. Okay, Jason or Jones. Ha, all right. I thought it was Jason. But yeah, he inspired me to do something like him, where he literally just plays the music on the playlist, and we'll talk about it and vibe to it with the people on his streams. And I think that's really, really cool. I think that's really awesome, and I think that inspired me to revisit Beats and Bangers and do something similar with a new playlist that I'm going to call Beats and Bangers Universal. And what that playlist is it's basically going to be a lot similar. It's basically like a revamped version of Beats and Bangers Indie Artists, the one that I asked people to play, the one where I asked people to play daily to stay on, Beats and Bangers Indie Artists. Except, obviously, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to demand people play it multiple times to stay on. And I'm going to make duplicates of this exact playlist on other platforms like SoundCloud, YouTube. Actually, probably not SoundCloud, maybe SoundCloud. But probably Spotify and YouTube are going to be the main ones. I really wish I could do one for Apple Music, but Apple Music just won't fucking let me use the platform because I don't have premium, which is lame as shit. As far as streaming platforms go, I've lost a lot of respect for Apple Music for that reason. Even though Abstract, I know it's your favorite thing to listen on. I don't like that feature. I'm able to listen to Spotify for free. Just saying, it sucks ass. Same with YouTube. But at least I can still listen to music. They're not gonna bar me from their service if I don't pay for it. But whatever. It's whatever. My point is, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make a playlist. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make Beats and Bangers Universal playlist on Apple Music, unless I partner with you, Abstract, and you want to do that. But basically, I'm making a Universal playlist for all indie artists who have distributors, and I'm probably also gonna make release. I'm probably also gonna do like exclusives, for different platforms. I might do a SoundCloud as well. But again, I think I primarily want to make sure all of the music is the same on every playlist as much as I can. Yeah, I don't know. What's so special about Apple Music? I want to know. Cuz I don't know. I think YouTube Music is goated as fuck. I already use YouTube for videos, and it's great to see music videos. I don't know. I think it's pretty based. But I'd like to know how Apple Music compares. But anyway, that's kind of besides the point. Where was I going with this? Yeah, so I think I want to primarily have artists who have distributors submit songs to the Universal playlist. I also, another thing that I kind of want the playlist to all be the same, with maybe with very few exclusives. Because again, I'm going to be playing the playlist on YouTube Music, my primary platform. So any song that's not going to be on YouTube can't be played. If it's like an Apple Music exclusive, for example, it's not going to get played. But I feel like anybody who submits to Apple Music is also submitted to YouTube Music, probably. And if they haven't submitted to YouTube, they probably submitted to Spotify, and I can at least play it on Spotify. But like SoundCloud exclusives, for example, you're a lot more likely to see a SoundCloud exclusive because it's not a platform that a distributor submits to. So it's either no SoundCloud or a SoundCloud exclusive. But in general, I would prefer distributed tracks on these Universal playlists. But I don't want to be too restrictive, so I'm not going to say that's an absolute rule. But I'm going to primarily play these playlists on YouTube, because that's my primary thing. I like the UI. Sound quality is good. I don't know how it compares to YouTube Music. Okay, that's fair. All right. But yeah. I want to make these Universal playlists on as many platforms as I can, because I kind of want to promote the music. And another really cool thing James did that I never considered, even though I listen to indie music all the time on my own personal playlists, is play those personal playlists. Like just proactively add indie music to a playlist without people submitting at all. That's another thing that blew my mind when I joined the fucking engagement. No. Is it called it? It's the Engagement Harvest playlist streams. It's like, oh shit, you just added that song. Nobody asked. You just did that. I was like, holy shit, okay. Something I never even fucking considered. Okay. So I'm like, all right, with Beats and Bangers Universal, I'm just gonna collect a lot of songs that artists that from my musician friends that I really like. Abstract, I've got you on there. I've got several other people on there, like Alt Z. I've got Outlier. I've got other people. It's right now. It's a private playlist. Only on YouTube. but I'm gonna branch it out to as many platforms as I can. As many platforms as I have access to, without paying for them. And again, if anyone wants to help me out and manage the playlists on the platforms I don't have paid, I don't want to pay for, that's fine. That you can do that, but if not, oh well, you know? Beats and Bangers not quite Beats and Bangers universal with the exception of Apple Music, maybe Amazon Music, and maybe Deezer, depending on whether those platforms are going to allow me to make a playlist on them for free. But yeah, that's something I want to do with Beats and Bangers. I want to really revitalize that. I think that's a great way to, again, create community. And I think it's another great way to, like, introduce, like I said, this goes back to the interview thing. It's a great way to introduce and bring in other indie artists into my circle. I think it's a great way to introduce new sounds, new artists, new musicians, and bring them into the fold. Because people will listen to so and so song they've never heard, and be either from my community or community adjacent to my community. And it's just a song that I've listened to, an indie song that I've listened to in passing that they've never heard before, and they'll be like, who's that? And I'll be like, oh, it's so-and-so. And it's like, oh, suddenly a bigger community is forming. Because maybe someone will mention, hey, what's his name is playing your song. And they'll be like, oh, cool. Or maybe I can, like, reach out to them. I'm thinking about reaching out to larger indie musicians and asking them if I can play their music. Because there's always that small chance that I could get a copyright claim or a copyright strike, which is my biggest fear. If you guys don't know, I've gotten a copyright strike on my channel before. And that's the scary shit, because that's like 3 strikes you're out type of deal. It's been removed after a while. It expires. So I'm back to 3 strikes. Like, I've got 3 hearts left, I guess you could say, before my channel gets terminated, which is cool. Nonetheless, I don't want to get in trouble for that. I don't think it's likely, but I might be neat to reach out to larger indie artists and ask if I can play their music on the playlist on my stream. All right, see ya, Abstract. But yeah, needless to say, I've got a lot of plans. I've got a lot of plans for the future. I got a lot of exciting things that I'm working on, and some of these things might actually happen this year. I think that's a pretty fair way of characterizing it. Because as busy as I am with my music, I'm gonna be doing some other crazy shit outside my music as well, you know, like, and just like behind the scenes that I haven't quite shown you yet. Because again, I've got a lot. As much as I've shared on this stream, I've got even more shit that I have tucked underneath my sleeve that I'm not going to show you until the day of, until it comes out. So you've still got some surprises in store. But yeah, I think I'm just going to end it off by saying that in 3 days, I'm going to be going to a Porter Robinson concert as well. So that's pretty fucking awesome. I'm going to be going to Porter Robinson's live performance in the Toyota Amphitheater, I think that's what it's called, in Yuba City. So that's gonna be pretty fucking sick. I'm going there with my brother. We're both pretty big fans of Porter Robinson. And yeah, I think that about covers it for my everything that's been going on with me. I think I'm going to call it off on this stream now. I think I'm going to take a shower and enjoy my dinner. Thank you guys so much for coming through. It means a lot to me. Thank you guys for checking in and listening to me talk about my my shit, what I have planned in the future. It means a whole lot. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Again, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And hit the bell so you don't miss another video of mine. And yeah, I will see you in the next stream. Peace.